It's the most dangerous facility that the motel has.
He's talking about pools. Most have no lifeguards, and many safety rules are ignored. So too often, taking a dip in a hotel or a motel pool can lead to disaster.
How many deaths is it going to take before hotels start putting lifeguards on duty?
In the middle of the summer, is there anything better than jumping in a swimming pool for fun and relaxation? Well, according to the National Safety Council, about 700 people die in pool accidents every year, and a disproportionate number of them are in hotel and motel pools. Well, we sent producers around the country with video cameras to investigate. Our Craig Rivera has our sometimes troubling report.
Holiday Inn has lovely pools. Ramada has lovely pools.
Some major hotel and motel chains attract customers by promoting their cool, refreshing swimming pools. But an Inside Edition investigation found that too often a dip in a hotel pool can be tragic.
I thought I could watch both kids. I made a mistake, and it happened.
When Cody and Sonia Sherman checked into this North Platte, Nebraska Holiday Inn, Cody took his daughters, Alyssa 4 and Cresta 8, straight to the pool.
I couldn't tell you how she went in the pool. I have no clue to this day, and I'm still trying to figure it out.
It took only seconds for Cody Sherman to lose sight of Alyssa, but by the time she was found underwater, Alyssa suffered severe brain damage and has required constant care for the past 6 years.
You can drown. You can be hurt for life. It's the most dangerous facility that the motel has.
Dr. Milton Gabrielson has studied water safety for the past 40 years. He has also testified in aquatic injury cases, including the Sherman.
Somewhere between 60 and 100 people drown in motel pools every year. But the near drownings, you know, there'll be 10 times as many.
This home video of a backyard pool shows how quickly and quietly a child can fall into the water. Fortunately, this child was pulled to safety in just a few seconds. But similar incidents have occurred at hotel, motel pools around the country with tragic consequences. July 1988, Miguel Azur was pulled from the bottom of a Nights Inn motel in Kissimmee, Florida. Now 15, he remains in a coma. April 1993, at this Ramada Inn in Andover, Massachusetts, Vincent, Winston, and George Chin were videotaped splashing around in this pool. Just minutes later, all 3 brothers drowned. And just 1 month ago, on a class trip from Brooklyn, New York to Philadelphia, Mark Briteau drowned at this Travelodge pool when he tried to save his friend Jason Moore. Jason was in a coma for 10 days before he too died. He was buried next to his classmate. Why do hotels and motels have the worst pool safety record?
Craig, very, very simple. It's because hotel pools do not have lifeguards.
This footage taken at Orchard Beach, New York, shows how a lifeguard trained to spot potential drowning victims is essential. Notice how another swimmer within feet of this struggling boy doesn't recognize the boy's desperate predicament.
It takes a person, usually a minimum of 3 weeks, and usually as much as 6 weeks to be trained as a lifeguard. He not only has the ability now to rescue people, but to manage people, to supervise people.
In most states, hotel and motel pools like this one are classified as semi-private. So unlike public pools, they're not required by law to have lifeguards on duty. The result, hundreds of drownings and near drownings each year with tragic results. When hotels do not hire lifeguards, most states require warning signs. But we found the signs are sometimes obscured, but more frequently, they are simply ignored. No one from the hotel enforces the rules.
To put a sign up and say, no lifeguard duty, swim at your own risk, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's giving up and refusing, in essence, to accept their responsibility.
We also found many motels with ineffective barriers to keep children from straying into pools, like this sliding door that was left wide open. And we found hotel pools with cloudy water conditions. That makes it difficult for anyone to notice a child who may have fallen in. The murky water conditions in this backyard pool may have cost this child his life. Here at the Henry VIII Hotel in St. Louis, Missouri, there have been 3 fatal drownings in the past 3 years.
I don't know how long he had been at the bottom of the pool. I don't know how long it was before they responded to the situation.
Carlos Houseworth was the most recent drowning victim at the Henry VIII Hotel. He left with his twin brother Pierre on a school graduation trip from Chicago to St. Louis. Although 2 teachers were present, Carlos's mother blames the hotel for not providing a lifeguard.
When I conceptualize a swimming pool, I equate that with a lifeguard. I don't separate the two. I mean, they're synonymous.
We spoke to Henry VIII Hotel manager Mike Hansen. Mr. Hansen, how many deaths is it going to take before hotels start putting lifeguards on duty? Can you tell me that?
Excuse me, we have nothing more to discuss. I've explained it to you. Our insurance carrier has asked us not to discuss this. We're not going to. Thank you.
And we found that some hotels even violated their own safety standards. At this Holiday Inn in Parsippany, New Jersey, the lifeline that is supposed to separate the shallow from the deep end was unattached, and a vital piece of life-saving equipment was being used as a toy. 3 weeks later, we found the lifeline still unattached.
No comment.
The lifeline is down.
Call. They're cleaning the pool.
Please
leave the property.
3 weeks they've been cleaning the
No, they
pool.
haven't.
In fact, all of the hotels that responded to our inquiries stated that the safety of their guests comes first and that they maintain strict compliance with state and federal guidelines.
Cody, do you sometimes think about what Alicia is missing out on?
Yeah, I have a lot. Guess she'll never ride a bike or anything like that again.
The Shermans have sued the Holiday Inn and are now appealing a judge's decision to dismiss the case. But experts agree that until states pass laws that require hotels to hire lifeguards for their pools, children will continue to drown.
There isn't a single accident, drowning accident, in a motel pool that would have been prevented if a lifeguard had been on duty. Just that simple.
Experts tell us that for an average-sized hotel, it would only cost 50 cents a room a day to pay for a full-time lifeguard.